Greetings, everybody. It's Valerie Ling here. The Great Pause. I'd like to propose to you that this is probably one of the most frequently used and probably one of the best phrases that I've been saying to myself, to my family, and to our team. And I've been delighted to hear our team actually saying it back to me, the great pause. What is a great pause? Well, it requires us to actually appreciate that we don't always have to have the answer to a question. Are you someone, I'd love to know if you are watching this on the replay, but are you someone who is just used to being a fixer? That's just seems to be the role that you play, whether as a young kid or a friend, or even, in the classroom. You just seem to be the person that people went to with a problem to fix it. For example, maybe it's homework and said to you, hey, I haven't done my homework, what should I do? And then you decided that it would be a really great idea in that moment that you told the teacher that you were the one that didn't actually do the homework. After which the teacher promptly gave you a series of, let's say, verbal reprimands and some consequences, and you asked yourself, gee, what was that for? I don't know, has that happened to you? It's happened to me. That just seems to be my default. I fix things, and they're not necessarily emotional things. I just find that I make it my business and my job if someone says to me, and it might just be a passing comment. Hey, like, how do you do this? Or do you know how to do this? I might, in that minute, really quickly go look it up. Google search, go on YouTube. And as a parent, I do this. As a leader, I do this. And very soon, I find myself just getting really used to responding to all kinds of statements, observations, and questions by immediately fixing things. But here's the thing. The example that I gave was, a fairly simple-ish, sort of straightforward thing, but maybe as a kid, not so nice. But as you advance in your life, and as you fix more issues and you respond to more things, the issues and the problems that come across to you become far more complicated, far more complicated. And very soon, what you might find yourself doing is you're just responding very, very quickly, reactively, and then spending a lot of time after either being anxious because you're not sure if that was really the right thing to do, or worrying that you don't know what to do and feeling helpless. And I noticed that over the last few years, that's become quite the standard default. Why? Because a lot of the issues that are coming across our plates, whether you're a professional or at home juggling, the work front and the family front, it's become more complicated. You've got to make a lot more calculations about what you can and can't do, what it means for you, what decisions you're going to make. It's just become so much more complicated. And we got used, if you think about it, to when we were actually having to make micro decisions during lockdown about where we could walk, could we exercise. That seemed to just become the normal. We would just make these decisions and do some quick fixes and hope for the best. Well, we're 2.5, almost 3 years into this pandemic. And of course, that pattern of behaving and leading and choosing and doing is not going to work. Folks, it just ain't sustainable. So we've gotten used now to just going, let's just pause. Let's just pause. And let's just accept that everything that comes to our plate does not need to be fixed right now. Statements aren't necessarily requests for help. And maybe we even need to clarify. I love this. I saw a post come through a day or two ago, and it was a simple post with the question, are you making a statement or are you asking me a question? In other words, do you just need me to listen and acknowledge it? Or are you actually asking for a solution? And if you are, Is it imperative that we deal with it right now, or can we just pause? So I'd love for you to experiment with this in your day to day. When something comes across, when someone makes a statement, ask them the question. Is this a statement or is this a question? And if it's a question and they're actually asking you for a response, it's like, do you need that response right now? How about we just pause? By doing that, you buy yourself minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, folks, maybe even a year back, not just of time, but cognitive space as well. Thanks for listening. It's time for me to go. I'll catch you soon.